Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. This video covers Astra Season, and the RNG pulled a hard 180 this time and gave me relatively easy maps compared to the last Light Season. And not that I mind, since I'm of the opinion that my Light Season raiding parties are better anyway. This video is actually going to be a bit of a showcase for a fun team that I have dubbed the Fire Lords. It uses Ephraim, since he's a bonus unit, alongside two other Fire Element Lord characters to demolish enemies. As a result of how the team works, the battles will be short and sweet, so I hope you enjoy watching them go on their little rampage. The first map is a somewhat boxish infantry pulse setup. The idea is that using two range units on the front line makes it trickier to approach, and Legendary Azura is forced to refresh due to not having a weapon equipped. The main problem that I see here is that all the enemies have assist skills. If you can bait out Legendary Lucina with a tank, you are automatically safe from Alm and Celica on that turn, because after she attacks, one of the two melee Lucinas will move next and consume Azura's refresh. Of course, you'll need to make sure that your tank can handle that, but it's a considerably easier situation than having to deal with two of the two ranged foes in one turn. From there, you can either go on the offensive, or rinse and repeat to continue safely baiting the ranged units out one at a time. Then, when Azura is the only foe left, you'll be free to pick up the Aether structures before finishing the job. Alright, no weapon on Legendary Azura should make this a pretty easy battle for Team Firelord. I just need to do some quick setup things, notably breaking the iron fence and moving Edelgard up one space so that she gets her armored stride active at the beginning of the next turn. That's all I really need to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit end turn here. And I will kick things off by smiting Ephraim up two spaces onto that heavy trap. It shouldn't affect him. He's got 66 HP, and as far as I know, there are no heavy trap levels that can actually affect units with that much HP, so I'll just have him take out the Lucinas on the right-hand side. I did actually make sure to calculate it so that I know close call on Lucina at the in the upper right corner isn't going to affect his ability to get the KO. There is a little bit of wiggle room here, actually, since this is exact. I could have had Edelgard go up the left-hand side before engaging this Lucina, and that would have prevented Brave Lucina's Gearskogel from granting her a +3 defense bonus. But it wasn't necessary, so no need to even bother. Edelgard will be able to take out all three of the remaining enemies with weapons here. That KO animation is kind of funny, always entertaining to see that one. And after that, it's going to be pretty easy cleanup, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this one out.
Your plan.
To victory.
Time to go. Your plan. Understood. Ha!
Today's second map is somewhere in between a box map and space oppression. The units are too spread out to be considered the former and don't quite cover enough space to be the latter. There's also a rally trap element, where Lysithea can use guidance to warp in and rally Duma if a unit is placed in his range. The big weakness for this map is a combination of three factors: the lack of hardy bearing, the usage of Duma's upheaval, and the accessibility of the map's bolt traps. This means that Altina can set up Vantage for free, and Julia and Merrick, the two units who are most capable of checking her, cannot reach the edge of Duma and Thraseer's ranges on the first turn of engagement because Olivia's Refresh will go to Lysithea as part of the rally trap. If you have a really solid two-range tank, another option is to break the buildings on the right-hand side and stick them in the enemy range, since that space will be safe from Duma. Overall, though, I think just using Altina is the simpler solution. I'm going to go ahead and send in Team Firelord for this battle. I'll kick things off by shuffling some units around and then testing the trap with Legendary Edelgard here. Since Legendary Edelgard can't actually take a round of combat on the enemy phase with any of these units, except for maybe Olivia, there's really no harm in having her test the trap, and it will allow me to get into position to engage the enemy more quickly than if I had tried to test the trap with, say, Altina. So 20 damage on the bolt trap actually puts her under 75% HP, So she didn't need Duma's upheaval, but
to
she's
go.
going to get it anyway. Oh well. And
Consider
then
it
I will
done.
get things ready by making sure Hector can smite Ephraim up, and that Altina gets the Divine Fang bonus. Now, interesting to note here, Olivia's chill attack actually makes it so that Ephraim 2 HKOs her instead of 1 hit KOing her, which allows me to actually do a hit and run operation by getting Gale Force up here and then retreating to the space two tiles below Duma, which looks unsafe, but then I'll just actually reposition him straight out with Altina, getting him to safety and allowing her to take
my
on Duma
trust.
and Thasir on the enemy phase. Let's see, do I need to do anything else here? Do I need to move Naga? No, I think Naga's fine where she is. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. I do expect there's the rally from Lysithea, and Thasir goes down to Vantage, and Duma should actually go down to the Twin Blades activation. Fortunately, Hector's Osteus Pulse allows that to get up on the after a single hit from Altina. That's going to one-shot him pretty easily here. So we'll see how Merrick and Julia choose to move. That's actually a really nice split there. It will allow me to smite Hector over 2 spaces, and then he in turn will smite Edelgard up 2 spaces. And then after the Heavy Trap activation, Edelgard can take him out, activating Raging Storm to give her another action and shrug off that Heavy Trap effect, so she can retreat to safety. Now the thing is, I don't think Altina can take a round of combat with Julia, so I am just going to go ahead and retreat here. So we'll have to see what the enemies do next. Hopefully it's nothing too detrimental. Okay, so Julia moves and does get that rally from Lysithea. I'm not really sure what the best path forward here is, so I'm just going to go ahead and take some thinking time, and I will see you in a bit.
I'll do my part. Yes.
So, I have determined that the best way forward
have
is to
my
actually
trust.
have Altina retreat to safety, but then have Ephraim stay in Julia's range. And what that's going to do is that is going to allow him to
Understood.
get 1 charge on his Gale Force. He does 2 hit KO her, which means that next turn, once Julia's buffs have been reversed by my Panic Manner, he's going to be able to attack her, double her, get Gale Force active because Heavy Blade is going to
With utter certainty.
be in effect.
I understand.
And that will allow him to get Gale Force active, and then since I have already tested the other Heavy Trap, I know that the one in front of Lysithea is fake. Let me just make sure this is a one-shot. Yes, it is.
What is your
So I can
desire?
have Naga warp in with Wings of Mercy,
plan.
and then have Edelgard take the Aether Fountain before finishing the map. The third and final map is another map that's almost space oppression, and probably the only actually hard map I was given the entire season. I personally think that ranged cavalry are usually better on open files, much like rooks and chess, but I can see what this map's designer was going for. It focuses heavily on punishing players that try to bait Alphonse or Thasir. Lynn's range overlaps with both, and both sides have a refresher to grant extra actions to Lynn, or assist the advance of whichever unit you didn't try to bait, possibly allowing them to reach your unit anyway. There aren't really any structural or skill-related weaknesses to take advantage of here. The closest thing would be using a 2-range mixed phase unit with Pulse Smoke to attack Lynn from the space to the left of Alphonse. If your unit cannot counter at 1 range, Azura will attack after Alphonse and Thasir, so Duma can pivot over her, get stuck behind her, or break the block, but whichever one he chooses, he won't be able to attack your unit even if he receives Sylvia's Refresh. That solution certainly falls under the category of easy to say, hard to do, but if you've got the right unit set up, it's a viable option. Alright, this map is going to be one last hurrah for Team
Time to go.
Firelord, so I'm going to go ahead and send them in here. Hopefully they have another opportunity to join in the fun soon. We'll have to see. I do need to make sure that I can break the breakable block on the left-hand side on turn 2. I'll do that by having
Your
Edelgard
plan.
break these pumpkin lanterns, and then have Hector smite Naga over, take out the Amphore, and then next turn I'll just have
You
her
have
break
my
block
trust.
and get Edelgard to reposition her to safety. Before I do that, I should probably make sure Edelgard does actually have reposition. You'd think I would know
Understood.
what my own units
What is
have
your
in their
desire?
assist slots, but I have
Time
been
to go.
burned by thinking I had something else in the assist slot before, so it doesn't
Consider it
hurt to
done.
make sure. Let me get Altina to reposition Naga out and then move Hector 1 space over. I will need 1 more turn of setup because Ephraim does require the Divine Fang bonus, so he can one-shot Duma.
Got it.
So let me go ahead and move Hector down and get Naga adjacent to him to provide that. And is this positioning good? Do I want to move Altina over?
With
I
utter
might
certainty.
consider that. No, it doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and hit end turn. And at the beginning of the next turn, I'll kick things off by smiting Edelgard up 2 spaces with
What is
Naga.
your desire?
And that will allow me to take
Understood.
down Alphonse with an exact KO.
Your plan.
So let me go ahead and just do that. And then she'll run through both Brave Lyn and the enemy Thrasir, which takes care of all of the threats that Ephraim can't actually deal with, though he actually probably could have dealt with Brave Lyn. It's just Alphonse and Thrasir are strict do not touch territory for him. Those
to
definitely
go.
required Edelgard for this particular team setup. So with that out of the way, let me go ahead and smite Ephraim up 2 spaces. That will allow him to take on both Azura with a 2 HKO and Duma with a 1 HKO. And then I believe on the enemy phase, Sylvia will be attacking Edelgard. So we'll have to go ahead and take out Duma, and then we'll see how that goes. So exactly as expected, a 1 HKO on Duma, thanks to Ephraim's massive attack and effective damage from Divine Fang. And let me go ahead and move
Consider it
Altina
done.
over here. So, okay, Panic from the Panic Mana, that's totally fine. 2 5s, thanks to Ephraim's attack smoke, reducing her damage a little bit. And, oh, she activated Gale Force. Oh, because Azura has Infantry Pulse. Alright, well, no Aether Fountain for me. Not that it matters, this is my last battle of the season. Oh well. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I had a lot of fun with Team Firelord, and very much look forward to the next time one of their bonus rotations match up with Fire Astra. Next week, we are back in Light Season, and it looks like I'm stuck with Legendary Robin as my bonus unit, so we'll see how that goes. At the end of it, I hope to see you again with another Aether Raid's Offense video, so, until then, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.